Jake, actually, here's a question now. That we're asking
pile
people.
on Jake Day, is it?
This is a question. No, because you actually mentioned about your star wide receiver, Saquon Barkley, went down early last year. The season before, he didn't have a great year. And then the season before, that was his first year, wasn't it? He's going into his fourth season now.
Yeah.
Now he's going to want mega bucks to sign a new deal. I'm guessing an Ezekiel Elliott type deal. Do you give him that money after this if you see a similar production from as in year 2?
Are you talking about Barkley now?
Yes, Barkley. Yeah.
So if Barkley has a year 2, or has this coming year like his second year, do I pay him big bucks? What's the Giants' record at the end of next year?
I'm not talking about records.
Like 5-7 or whatever that makes it. 5-10.
5-12. So
5-12, yeah.
If it's 5-12, I'm saying pay him big bucks, and I'll tell you why. We have 2 first-round picks. If we're 5-12, we're getting rid of Daniel Jones. I can guarantee that. We're getting the next quarterback. We're going to trade up and get the best quarterback. So why not give your rookie running back, who's definitely an all-star, give him all the money in the world for 4 years, get your rookie quarterback deal out of the way, and then you can run him into the ground, then trade him away after or something at the peak.
But you see, I'm only because it's not really a popular thing to sign your running back to big money.
People always say don't pay running backs. You can get them anywhere in the league, and you certainly can. You can get them in the 4th round, the 5th round. You can get them anywhere. But if you have a rookie quarterback, you can certainly spend the money on your running back if he's as good as Barkley can be.
But see, there's the important thing that you said. Can be. Hasn't shown that he is. I know he was injured. I'll concede that end of it. But okay, he had a good first year, but the second season he was quite poor. Now he broke out a little bit in the last few games of the season, but I think that's more when you're coming up against teams that know they have nothing to play for.
There's some things you do have to think about, and obviously you have to take a lot into account. American football is a game of there's 11 on 11. It's 11 different individual battles going on. The running back can but he certainly can't create as many yards as the offensive line can give him. And the Giants have consistently ranked in offensive lines in the bottom maybe 8th. Bottom 5 in probably the past 6 years. That's certainly not going to help. Now, you can argue whether or not it was right to pick him up at 2 when you have such a bad offensive line. I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. But certainly, if you can upgrade the offensive line, you can have a stronger quarterback and some good wide receivers. It's going to take a lot of pressure off. You can't load the box with 8 people if you have Kenny Golladay and other speeders on the outside.
But that's the thing. But like you said, you're giving a lot of money to a running back in a position it's not very fashionable to give a lot of money to on the potential rather than what we've seen so far. Like with Zeke, what we had seen is he did dominate the running back position when he got paid. Obviously things changed, but so he was kind of warranting his pay increase. With Saquon, it's a lot of, well, he could be this if we have this, he could be this if we have that. So, but if those things don't come to fruition, you're paying a lot of money for a guy who's playing behind obviously a poor O-line because you paid all that money to him, so you can't allocate the funds to the O-line instead.
Yeah, I can give you that. I can understand that. But again, if we had a bad record next year, we're not going to be paying Daniel Jones' extension. We're certainly going to get a rookie quarterback. So at that point, you need to load up on good players. And I would argue that almost any player you could pick up in free agency or in a draft, Barkley can be is as good and definitely could be better. So I'll pay him if I have a rookie quarterback. If we have a playoff season next year, it might be harder to justify giving him that money. But it all depends, I think, on how Daniel Jones plays. Because if you have to get a rookie quarterback the following year, you splurge, you spend all that dollars. That's what we're trying to see now, and that's the latest trend to come up in the NFL is when you have your rookie quarterback, go on that spending spree and get yourself all these nice toys to play with and try to get to the Super Bowl. We've seen that so many times in the past maybe 5 years.
Yeah. So then would you think it's advisable then to even just take the 5th-year option and give yourself that more time?
Yeah, that's another one. If you say maybe we top the NFC East next year. Then you say,
it's a big maybe.
It is a big maybe. When you sweep the Washington football team and the Eagles and lose one to the Cowboys, you certainly are going to be at the top of the NFC East. Then I say you pay Barkley on his 5th-year contract, see how it plays out the following year. But you need a rookie quarterback the following year or pay Daniel Jones, and that's where it really comes down to, because you can't pay both. From what it looks like at the minute, Daniel Jones is not going to get a huge extension, so we'll have to see how he plays off with a better core around him.